Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mark with Jensen, and in this video I want to take a few moments to speak about our substitution variables. And this might seem a bit esoteric at first, but if you give me just a bit here, I think you can really understand how powerful of a templating engine this is, and the applications are just almost infinite when creating like a scaled network, and you want to have a bunch of quote unquote customization on each different asset that you deploy, but you still you don't want to obviously custom build a template for 100 different plumbing sites, but you can still use our variable templating engine, substitution variables, to add a ton of customization into your sites, all within the specific site setting. So let me just show you guys what this looks like and how to get to it, and yeah, let's get started. So under networks, we have, sorry about that. So this is the site we use in, most of the demo videos. So we're going to stick with this just so you guys have some familiarity. And inside the network, we're going to select the site and actually click into it. And if we go to the template itself, it's going to look, well, like whatever template you decide to use. But in this case, we have these different variables that are encased in curly brackets. And this is our substitution variables. So you can create one final template, and we didn't go through and actually do any, site modifications yet. So it's still the, the bare bones template. But, this allows us to build one roofing site and deploy it in 100 different cities or 100 different situations, and it'll automatically put in the new phone number site-wide just from inside of, let me pop into the variables for you guys. So you set it inside of here, where it's the company name, city, county, what have you. You can set it on a per site basis, and instead of having to go through and change the phone number 50 different places as it's listed throughout the site, it's going to automatically pull in from whatever you create here. So in this case, this variable, the company name is going to be California Roofing Pro Services, and in another one it could be Portland Roofing Pro Services, and what have you. So it's a very it's a very easy way to do a lot of customization to a site just within this one dashboard. So the city name is going to change across this entire site. So instead of having to go through and say, hey, here's, it says San Diego here and San Diego there, and, in this case, it's all the curly brackets and the substitution variables. But in a typical site build situation, you'd have the actual city names in here, and part of your standard operating procedure would be to go through and change each specific item, right, where the counties, cities, phone numbers, what have you. And in this case, you just don't have to. So here's what it gets really interesting is, just by using the front-end text editor, let's say we want to add some additional customization. So let's say you're creating, sites for a franchise or whatever, and you want to add in a store number for each different website. So you would do the curly brackets, store number, separating it with the underscore, close it with the curly brackets, and save and continue. Just give that a second. And now when we pop under the variable settings for this specific site, we have the store number. So again, you can build 500 location sites or what have you, and you can have a custom store number for each one that's going to be site-wide. The store number, if you have a 50 or 100 page website and you'd like a specific store number or store ID in each, in each instance of, the content through each page or the footer, what have you, you only need to set it one time and save it. And then in that case, when you actually go to the site itself, all of this stuff gets filled in, where there would be store number. And in this case, obviously I should have had a, whoops, sorry. Sorry. In this case, I actually should have had, it should have been store number or store ID, what have you, and then changes were saved, and then it gives you your store number. And the sky's the limit with this. You can add in as many different substitution variables as you would like. Again, not to sound redundant, but the sky's the limit with the amount of customization you can do from site to site, all while not having to modify the actual site template and do a ton of manual work. So it's really a time saver, and it allows us to just really save a ton of manual work from having to modify specific items from site to site or from brand to brand. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Bye.